I'm G.Stuart Smith. I'm an associate professor of journalism in the Department of Journalism, Media Studies, and Public Relations. And I'm also the author of a new book, Going Solo, Doing Video Journalism in the 21st Century, which looks at the rise of video journalism as a genre in both television and newspaper online services. It's kind of a cutting-edge type of book. In television, for a number of years, there's been a concept called one-man band. In fact, I got my start in television news as a one-man band. It was mostly a small market phenomenon. People would, move out of that as they rose in rank in television news operations. But there are a couple of things converging to kind of change things. Number one, the gear was getting lighter, smaller, cheaper. So a lot of television stations were, allowing their reporters and photographers to do that as a one-man band. And with the starting of the internet also, a lot of newspapers, magazines were also starting to see video as a new way to bring in viewers for their website. People who have been in the profession for a number of years are finding it's something that really is beneficial to them to keep up to date, keep their skills fresh, and stay current for longevity in their career for another 5, 10, maybe 20 years. And then for students to just be competitive out there, they have to have these skills to start with right away. One of the chapters in Going Solo also covers enterprising tips. And this is based from an article I did for the then Radio Television News Directors Association magazine about how to enterprise stories. And I took an acronym, Think Ahead, and I based 10 tips based on that principle, Think Ahead, that allows people to start working in a comprehensive way to make sure that they were going to be enterprising stories. Like, you have to know history, for example. And then once you know history, you can predict the future. That is the H in the Think Ahead part. Going Solo, the book, it's also a media studies book as well as a how-to guide. It really looks at how the media has changed over the last several years to show the rise of solo video journalism. So, it's good maybe not just for a how-to book, but also for people just studying media and how video journalism is becoming a more accepted art form in covering television and online news. When you are working as a solo video journalist, you are basically combining what has traditionally been the skills of two people into one. And there's sometimes things you have to give up. I mean, you can't be in two places at one time, obviously. So a person who's working as a solo video journalist really has to have all their senses attuned to what's going on around them all the time, be aware of what's going on over here, what's going on over there, but also be ready to shoot and not just ask questions. I always like to tell students, I've been using this concept for a number of years, you have to shoot with your ears. If you are shooting with the camera in front of you, that something seems interesting, but you hear something over there that sounds better, you better be able to get around and get that, because that might be a better part for the story.